Hey everybody, welcome to Pack 1 Pick 1 number 221 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and we've got another pack of Theros Beyond Death here to crack on open and talk about what we would take Pack 1 Pick 1 if this was a draft. Now, if you go over to patreon.com/themanaleek and become a backer at the $5 level or above, you get your chance to get all the cards, none of the cards, some of the cards out of this pack, whatever you happen to want. Some just want the rares, some just the foil, and many people don't want any of them because not every pack is a winner, but boy, have I seen some winner packs in Theros Beyond Death. So let's open this up. This week it's going to be Stardust KL who gets her choice of the cards out of this pack. So we're going to crack this open, see what we would take Pack 1 Pick 1 if it was a draft. Up first, we have ourselves an Ichthyomorphosis. Ichthyomorphosis is 2 and a blue for an enchantment or a common enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue fish with base power and toughness 0/1. Totally solid blue card. It's probably like the second, third best common. I'm not exactly sure where it lies. I don't think it's better than Thirst for Meaning though. But yeah, it's a great card, and I could see this being the first pick if the pack sucked. Let's hope the pack doesn't suck, but this is going to hang out in frame. Up next is Wrap in Flames. Wrap in Flames is 3 and a red for a sorcery at common. Wrap in Flames deals 1 damage to each of up to 3 target creatures. Those creatures can't block this turn. Not a huge fan of this. It obviously is meant specifically for the all-out aggro deck, but it doesn't make your entire team unblockable. It doesn't make their entire team unable to block. It makes only 3, so if they're also going wide, it doesn't quite work out. I just don't really like Wrap in Flames. I think it has a place, but it's certainly not a first pick. Up next is Glory Bearers. Glory Bearers is 3 and a white enchantment creature, human cleric at common. It's a 3/4. Whenever another creature you control attacks, it gets a +0/+1 until end of turn. Fine card. 3/4 is amazing stats in this format. That's actually really, really big for white. My understanding is this is one of the first or possibly the first time we've ever had these stats for this cost in white. But yeah, it's just a super solid card. That said, it's nowhere near a first pick. This is a mid-pack pick at best, so not going to be in the discussion. I'm also going to try moving this Ichthyomorphosis over here for better lighting. See if that works. Perhaps. I have a new setup, so we're still messing with the lighting here a little bit. Up next is Nyxborn Seaguard. Nyxborn Seaguard is 2 blue for an enchantment creature, Merfolk Soldier at common. It's a 2/5 with flavor text. It's okay if you're playing blue and if you need an enchantment creature, if you need a constellation trigger, if you need a 2/5, this is your 2/5, but it is not a first pick. Up next is Relentless Pursuit. Relentless Pursuit is 2 and a green for a sorcery at common. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a creature card and or a land card from among them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. This is a totally solid card, especially if you're in black-green. Getting to find a land that you need to potentially fix, although this is only the top 4, so there's no guarantee, but at least find a land and also find a creature is pretty nice. This will frequently be divination in green because green needed divination. It will fill your graveyard with a couple of cards, maybe even 3 cards, and that's going to help you with all your escape creatures or other escape cards, I suppose. This is just totally fine. That said, it's not a first pick, but boy, this card is super okay. Up next is Blight Breath Catalepus. Blight Breath Catalepus is 4 black for a creature beast at common. It's a 3/2. When it ETBs, it gives -X to target creature until end of turn, where X is your devotion to black, so it's at least -2/2. Catalepus has been fantastic. This card's been very good. It's probably in the top 3 commons for me in black. It's just super, super, super solid. That said, it is 6 mana. You can't load up on them, but I don't think I'm first picking it over an Ichthyomorphosis. It's just so much cheaper and triggers Constellation and etc. So Blight Breath, sorry, you're going to hang out of frame. Up next is Nylea's Huntmaster. Nylea's Huntmaster is 3 and a green for a creature Centaur Shaman at common. It's a 4/3. When it ETBs, target creature you control gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is your devotion to green. It's an okay card. That's about all I can say about that. Toughness boost kind of sucks. The lack of it, no trample kind of sucks. It's just sort of a bit of a filler card. So not a card that I'm going to go deep on, but it's filler, so not a first pick. Up next is Pious Wayfarer. Pious Wayfarer is a single white mana for a creature human scout at common. It's a 1/2 with Constellation. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's okay. People were super high on this the first week. I haven't really seen anyone go off with it, so I don't think anybody's really going to go off with it. This is just not a card that I'm ever going to first pick. Up next is Irreverent Revelers. Irreverent Revelers is 2 and a red for a creature satyr at common. It's a 2/2 when it ETBs. Pick one, destroy target artifact. There's just not that many artifacts in this set, so that doesn't terribly matter most of the time. Or give it haste. 3 mana, 2/2 haste is okay, but filler level, not a first pick. Brine Giant is 6 and a blue for a creature giant at common. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each enchantment you control. I'm not a big fan of this guy. It's not got hexproof or anything, no evasion. It's just a big dummy. And getting this for a lot cheaper is just not going to happen most of the time. So Brine Giant, definitely not a first pick. And I don't know that I super want to play it. On to our first common. We found a first pick card here, possibly the best on common. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No foil this week either. Drag to the Underworld is 2 black for an instant at uncommon. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is your devotion to black. Destroy target creature. It's instant speed, unconditional removal, potentially for 2 mana. It's fantastic. It's great. Yes, it doesn't exile. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I think a lot of people are trying to get very cute with this format and look at this card and say, well, it doesn't exile and there's some scary escape creatures, therefore this card's not as good. But it's still fantastic because there are still a ton of creatures that don't have escape that you need to get rid of. And this card is amazing for that. And they can't always escape their escape creature. And this card's amazing for that. This card's the best on common. I'm standing by it. And I think it's going to be the first pick in this pack unless the rare blows me away. Up next is Setessan Petitioner. Setessan Petitioner is 1 green for a creature, human druid. It's a 2/2. It gives you life equal to your devotion to green when it ETBs. It's okay. It doesn't quite feel as good as Nylea's Disciple did in original Theros, probably because it's not a 3/3, probably because it's not a common, so this is probably the only one you're going to see in the pool. Yeah, it's an okay card, but it's not a first pick. Our final uncommon is Eutropia the Twice Favored. Eutropia is 1 green for a legendary creature human wizard at uncommon. She's a 2/2 with Constellation, gives a counter to target creature, and it gets flying until end of turn. She is fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of first picking multicolored cards, but I would first pick her for sure. Not over Drag to the Underworld, but she is a fantastic card. So, the rare. Can it compete with Drag to the Underworld? I would say that it can. Nader Kraken. Nader Kraken is 1 blue for a creature Kraken at rare. It's a 2/3. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1 if you do put a counter on Nader Kraken and make a 1/1 blue tentacle creature token. This thing is super oppressive if it comes down early, if it doesn't get instantaneously removed, becoming a 3/4 and then a 4/5 and then a 5/6, plus getting that tentacle every turn. And that's if you're just drawing 1 single card a turn. If you can find a way to draw more cards, like with Thirst for Meaning, this can get big real fast. This card is just a bomb, and it is something that you would first pick over Drag to the Underworld. We got a forest and a human soldier. Yeah, so I don't think there's much discussion here. We're not first picking Drag over Nader Kraken or Eutropia or Ichthyomorphosis or anything else. So a bit of an easy pack there, Nader Kraken. If you have an argument, let me know for the other cards. Let me know about Drag to the Underworld. Do you think that's the best uncommon in the set? Because I think I do. But let me know anything you want to let me know in the comments down below. As always, you can find me over on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. You can find me at patreon.com/themanaleak. If you want to become a backer, like Karen did, at the $5 level or above, you get your chance to get all the cards out of the pack, none of the cards, some of the cards, whatever you personally happen to want that week. You can also work your way towards earning a playmat when you hit $60 lifetime, whether that takes you 1 month because you're giving me $60 a month, or whether that takes you 10 months because you're giving me $6 a month, whatever. When you hit 60, you get this playmat, this one right here. Well, not exactly this one, but one that looks like this one. As well, you get access to the Discord and all kinds of stuff like that. You can also help me out by going over to inkedgaming.com/themanaleak to let them know that I sent you there. If you're going to buy anything from them, they have great stuff, including playmats like this. You can, of course, help me out the easiest way by just sharing, and subscribing. But if you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time.